Good evening, everyone. This is Chief Kalanago Flying Eagle. Hope everybody's having a beautiful day. Hope everybody's having a great continuation. The sun is down, so I hope you're starting to have a happy sunrise. All right. Let me just make sure I'm good on audio on Facebook and YouTube, and we will get this started. All right. All right. Facebook is good. Let's get on YouTube. Make sure that audio is good on YouTube as well. Give me 1 second here. Audio is good. All right, we good. Okay. So once again, here we go. Here we are. All right. I want to acknowledge the great spirit, universal intelligence, the great I am. Want to acknowledge and honor my ancestors, asking them for continued guidance and protection. And I know that any weapons formed against me will never prosper. All right. In this evening's video, we're gonna more so talk about wealth, the difference between wealth, being rich. We're gonna talk about legacy, and we're gonna talk about dynasty. Okay. I think it's important that I explain what all this means to each and every one of you. All right. Because financial literacy and just having a better understanding of what wealth is, I think is going to make a difference. All right. So I hope this video brings you a lot of value and you enjoy the content, because it's important, and may I reiterate or remind you, all right, never pay any mind to people that tell you money is not important. Okay. People like that, they have no concept of what money is. They think that the fiat currency is money. No, that's not money. That's not money. Money is the fiat currency. It represents what money is. Okay, the fiat currency is a legal tender. All right, whether it has value or not, that's irrelevant. It has no intrinsic value in regards to it being backed by gold or silver. However, it is backed by the energy of the people. Okay, because if you don't work for the money will not have life. It's really that simple. So your energy is the true currency. Keep that in mind. And most people are not aware of that. So when I talk about money, people think I'm looking at it strictly from a fiat currency perspective. No, I'm talking about your energy. All right. What are you using your energy for to create wealth? All right. And I'm not talking about success. I'm talking about financial wealth, because success, when people hear about success, people always equate success to having money. No, anything that you achieve can be success. Okay. If you want to be a football player, if you want to graduate, okay, if you're looking to get a job and you get the job, that's a form of success. All right. If you want to lose some weight and you lose the targeted weight, that is success. All right. So just to let y'all know, all right, you have to realize you have a new crowd of people watching you, and that's why they make comments that upset you. Oh, nah, Stephen, I don't get upset. I don't get upset. Once again, never take my emotion or passion for me being upset, okay? Because I don't give people that power over me. All right, I'm just a compassionate dude when I speak. All right, and that's just what it is. All right, my throat chakra is really open. So I express myself in so many different ways, but believe that I don't give people that power over me. All right. So brother, just so you know, that's not me being upset. I promise you that. All right. So with that being said, what we're going to do first thing is we are going to take a look. Give me 1 second here. Let me just move this to the other side here. And the first thing we are going to do is we're going to look at the top 25 wealthiest families, richest. Well, they say richest, but I'm going to say wealthiest because they're not rich. There's a difference between rich and wealthy. Okay. So we're going to look at those families, and then we're going to take a look at the difference between rich and wealthy. Then we're going to look at the difference between a legacy and a dynasty. All right. So we got a little bit of going in to do. So let me go ahead and pull that up. And there's a reason why I'm showing all this, because a lot of times, a lot of us, especially those of us that identify as being indigenous to this land, which we are. Okay, we once we start coming into who we truly are, we always have this concept that because we are indigenous or aboriginals of the land, we are supposed to be broke. You see what I'm saying? And that is the furthest from the truth, because if the riches is actually in the land, and if we owned all the land, that means that we were wealthy people. You feel me? But that wealth was stripped away from us. And we have to find a way to get back, okay, onto a path of reclaiming that wealth. You feel what I'm saying? So when you look at the stories of these wealthy people, and I have done their ancestry search and realized these people only came into the Americas, some of them in the late 1600s, some of them in the 1800s. And these people are considered, okay, some of the wealthiest people in the United States. Now, we know that some of them got their wealth by working, families working and building a dynasty. We know that. But a lot of it was because they came and they had the upper hand. Like, for instance, when they were doing the land grabs, okay, a lot of these people, they were getting literally acres and acres of land for under $50. You know what I mean? When the indigenous people, our land was being taken from us. Okay. So I'm not here to compare our lives to them. That's not what it is. This is strictly about finances and teaching you about legacy, teaching you about wealth building, teaching you about, what it means to be rich, and teaching you what it means to have a dynasty. All right. And when we get to all that, you will see how it plays into politics. Okay. Just so you know, I'm just opening up your mind to a few more things. So let me share this screen and let us get into this. All right. And this is from, I think, from Yahoo Finance. All right. So this is from Yahoo Finance, and it reads, all right. And this was Saturday, November 27th, 2021. So that's a recent article. All right. Just so y'all know. Okay. Walmart heirs to candy conglomerates. These are the 25 richest families in the United States. All right. So we're going to start with 25, and then we are going to go down to the number 1. All right. Here we go. Come on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay. The new film House of Gucci may be a sensational story of madness, glamour, and greed, but you don't need to look far to find equivalents here in the US. The wealthiest dynasties in America have also been seen many bitter battles over inheritance and power, though some have quietly risen to the ranks of elite without too much media scrutiny. Last year, Forbes released a list of the richest families in the country based on their estimated net worth. Here are their stories, from retail giants to publishing powerhouses, and stick around to the end to learn how to make your own family to make your own family a little more richer. 25, we have the Gallo family. Okay, their net worth is $12.4 billion. Okay, the Gallo family, $12.4 billion. That's their net worth. The dynasty responsible for the Gallo wines began with a tragic story. Now, we are not going to get into the story itself, but they are Italian immigrants, okay? Those were people that were not even considered white. In the early 1900s, all right, they were considered to be the worst of the worst, all right? But because the concept or the idea of what's white changed, okay, now Italians are considered white, all right? But anyway, the point I'm making is the Gallo family, their net worth is $12.4 billion. and they consider to have a dynasty. Most all of these people have dynasties. Okay, so I have to break down the difference between a dynasty and a legacy, and we'll get into that as well. All right. Number 24, you have the Rollins family. Their net worth is $13.1 billion. And that's why it's important for you to realize what a network is, because your network is your net worth. And I just see so many of us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all these platforms, TikTok. Well, I'm not on TikTok, and people are just playing games. You see what I'm saying? Getting caught up with distractions, opposed to using their network to build some type of net worth. All right. But this family right here, this family made its fortune through pest control and owns Orkin, the biggest pest control company by revenue in North America. Okay. Let's go to the next. Number 23, the Goldman family, net worth $13.2 billion. One of the richest families in real estate. The Goldman clans owns more than 700 properties across the country, as well as stakes in the World Trade Center development in Lower Manhattan, says Forbes. Let's go to the next. The Straker family, net worth $13.2 billion. Home striker and orthopedic surgeon of Kalamazoo, Michigan, decided to invent his own medical devices to meet his patients' needs, his patients' needs, pardon me. One of them is the mobile hospital bed, and started his own business to produce them in 1941. Next, the Cathy family, net worth $14.2 billion. S. Truett Cathy opened the Atlantic Diner Dwarf Grill, later renamed the Dwarf House in 1946 following its success. He launched Chick-fil-A in 1967, and it's become one of America's biggest quick service chicken restaurants. All right. Number 19, Ziff family, net worth $15 billion. Dirk, Robert, and Daniel Ziff are heirs to many conglomerate Ziff Davis LLC, which was originally founded by their grandfather, William Bernard Ziff Sr., as a publishing company in 1927. Now, imagine that from 1927 to now, this company has a net worth of $15 billion. You see, that's when you teach your children how to become business owners, opposed to getting a job and finding, besides getting an education and finding a good job. Okay. You see, now a lot of you may find this boring. I hope you don't, because I'm opening up your mind to a whole nother dimension of how to look at wealth and what money is, because we were taught to teach our children, go to school, get good grades, and get good jobs. Wealthy people teach their children, go to school. You don't necessarily have to get good grades, okay? But learn enough to hire smarter people than you, but own the business. So therefore, poor people and mediocre people, they always working, always chasing jobs, while people that of wealth, they teach their children how to build businesses, and that's how you create not just a legacy, but more so a dynasty. And once again, I will break down the difference between a legacy and a dynasty. Okay, let's go to the next. Number 19. And we have a tie. Okay, Dorrance family. Their net worth is $15 billion. John T. Dorrance invented the process for making condensed soup in 1899 and made his brand Campbell's Soup a household name across the globe. Okay? And who make all these people wealthy? The consumers. That's why I tell people consumers will always get consumed. You see, there's nothing wrong in consuming if the people that you support, they also support your business. But when you don't have any businesses and all you do is spend, then you will always be broke. That's just the way it works. You feel me? So a lot of people are poor, not because they are not making money, not because they don't have decent jobs. It is because they have no money management. Okay? Nobody taught them financial literacy. Everybody teach them how to be consumers. Spend, 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 spend. And even more so, not even spend within your own community, but spend outside of your community. Okay? That's a curse. In my opinion, that's a financial curse. All right. Number 18, Hunt family. The net worth is $15.5 billion. Arkansas cotton trader H.L. Hunt, who also inspired the character of J.R. Ewing on TV series Dallas, turned a $50 loan into a lucrative oil empire, and today his heirs are reaping the benefits. Family turned a $50 loan. His eldest children sold his Hunt Petroleum XTO Energy in 2008 for $4.2 billion cash and stock, says Forbes. But sons Lee and W. Herbert still own Hunt Oil and Petro Hunt. Okay? Now, people who are not educated in terms of money and investment, they will take that $50 and go buy an iPhone. They will take that $50 and go buy a pair of sneakers. They will take that $50 and see what is the best TV they could get. Okay? When you're taught about building businesses, you take that $50 to see how you could turn that 50 into 100, how you could turn that 100 into 200, etc., etc. You learn to invest opposed to being a consumer. Okay? And that's why I always tell you the worst investor has a better chance of financial success than the best employee. And those are facts. All right? Now, next, number 17, DuPont family. All right? Worth $16 billion. There are around 4,000 heirs to chemical giant DuPont, which traces its origins all the way back to 1802. Only one Eleuthère I. DuPont still sits on the company's board of directors today. Now, this goes back into 1802. And I'm not bringing this information to you to make us think or make us feel bad. That's not what it is. Because we have to keep in mind that a lot of these people, the advantages that they had, they came here as pilgrims, as settlers. Okay, now a settler, in my opinion, okay, is also a colonizer because this is not your land. You came here to settle on a land that's not yours, and you're still not giving respect to the people that are the original indigenous people of the land. But that's neither here or there. The point I'm saying is when these people came here as pilgrims, they were able to get land. The land that was taken away from our families and our parents, okay, it was put into a trust and given away for pennies on the dollar to all these pilgrims, these Puritans, and these real immigrants, okay? So they had an edge. So I'm not showing you this to make us feel bad. I just want to open up your mind once again when it comes to finances, learning about money, learning about investments, learning about what a legacy is opposed to a dynasty. All right, the difference between being rich and being wealthy. And we are going to touch on all this today. All right. Next, we have the Bush family. The Bush family. All right. Net worth $17.6 billion. The Bush family is responsible for beer brands Budweiser and Bud Light. Okay. And the Bush with his father-in-law, Eberhard, and Harzer in 1850s in St. Louis. Okay. And that company started in the 1850s. And today it's worth $17.6 billion. Okay. Next, the Butt family. Net worth $17.8 billion. In 1905, Florence Butt opened the C.C. Butt grocery store in Kerrville, Texas, with just $60. Over a century later, HEB is celebrated as one of America's top grocery chains. Family is $60. You see, when you are taught financial literacy, is not how much you have, it's how much you keep and how much you could take that money and flip it. You see what I'm saying? Because you heard a story of one with $50. You just heard another story of one with $60, right? Keep that in mind. You also have to factor in that different ethnic groups support their own, while other ethnic groups support those people as well. All right? So keep that in mind. Number 14, the Marshall family. Net worth, 18.5 billion. The Marshalls get their money from Koch Industries. Okay? Just so y'all know. Now, that article is in the link below, so you could go and read the entire article yourself. Then number 13, the Brown family. The Brown family, net worth 20.4 billion. Brown Forman Corp., the Kentucky-based spirits and wine producer that gave us Jack Daniels and Finlandia, has been around since 1870. And today its net worth is $20.4 billion. Next, we have the Hearst family, or the Hartz family, okay? Net worth, 21 billion. The Hartz Corp began with 23-year-old William Randolph Hearst, leading the San Francisco Examiner back in 1887. To today, the media conglomerate owns more than 360 businesses in publishing, television, radio, financial and medical services, and transportation assets. You see, what's not being taught to, when I say our people who look like you and I, we are not taught financial literacy. We are not taught about building businesses. You see, we are taught to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 jobs to make ends meet. Okay? But you don't realize that 2 jobs is for 2 people. What we should be teaching our children is to have 10 different businesses where each of them are able to do tax write-offs, so they get to keep everything that they spend. You see, those are some of the secrets when you learn financial literacy. Instead of you doing the job and having 2, 3 jobs thinking you're going to make more money, no, you're going to spend more money. Why? Because you are paying more taxes. You feel me? But when you have businesses, these businesses, remember, the United States is a corporation. That's what people don't seem to realize. So you are being taught to be good citizens opposed to be good businessmen, and in actuality, you should be taught to be good businessmen and women. So you are being taught to be good citizens, get good jobs, to chase the American dream. That is not the American dream. That is an illusion of the American dream. But we have to teach our children to own businesses. Okay, and let these businesses now take care of your pretty much your living. Let the business take care of that. You're not supposed to be working, trading time for money. No. Let the business pay for everything, and therefore all that is tax deductible. But when you work, you pay more taxes than everybody else, and that is just a fact. Okay. Next, number 11, the Duncan family. Dan Duncan founded oil pipeline giant Enterprise Products Partners in 1968 and was worth $9 billion upon his death in 2010, reports Forbes. So now it's worth $22 billion, okay? And that started in 1968, investing in oil. Number 10, Newhouse family. Net worth, $30 billion. The Newhouses inherited Advanced Publications, the publishing company that owns Condé Nast Publications, responsible for Vogue, The New Yorker, The Vanity Fair, and other publications, and has stakes in Discovery Communications and Reddit. All right? Next, let me see if I can pronounce this name. The Pritzker family. Net worth, $32.5 billion. Those hotel heirs spent years battling over the family trust left behind by Jay Pritzker, who along with his brother Robert and Donald and their father A.N. Pritzker, created Hyatt and invested in industrial holding company Mormon Group. Okay? Next, we have the Cox family. Net worth, $34.5 billion. This wealthy dynasty owns media and automotive company Cox Enterprises, founded by James M. Cox in 1898 when he borrowed $26,000 from his family and friends and purchased the Dayton Evening News. Once again, key words. He borrowed from family and friends in the likes or the amount of $26,000. Now, how many of you right now could go to family and friends and borrow money to add up to about $50,000 to open up a business? You see, that's what I talk about, your network. And a lot of people want to think when I come on here, I'm just talking about money, money, money. No, I'm talking about lifestyle. I'm talking about creating dynasties. I'm talking about stop being broke. I'm talking about stop making excuses for the position that you are in and take some responsibility and do something different to have something different. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? Stop chasing jobs and open up businesses and learn how to run a business like a businessman or woman. Learn the tax code for businesses. Next, Johnson family, net worth $34.5 billion. The Johnsons own almost half of the mutual fund giant Fidelity Investments, and the family business is now headed by Abigail Johnson, the granddaughter of Edward C. Johnson, who founded it in 1946. Now it's worth $32.5 billion. Now, can you imagine when our people own all this wealth? Can you imagine if, we were not taught to become employees and continue the legacy or the dynasty of opening up businesses and passing that down to family? Nowadays, if one of your elders or family member transition, what do they live for us? They live bills, they live debt, they live mortgages. All right? We have to change that curse. So I hope you see the value in what I'm bringing to you. Okay? Next, we have S.C. Johnson family, the net worth, $37 billion. I'm just going to scroll through that all the way. All right? Let's go to the next. We have at number 5, we have the Loder family. Net worth, $40 billion. Okay, next. Number 4, we have the Cargill Macmillan family. Net worth, $47 billion. America's largest privately held corporation, belongs to the Cargill Macmillan clan and has been around since 1865. Why they still get to be called clans? But yet still when they came into the Americas, we were in clans. You see, our people, we have lost our identity. And that's one of the major problems. Okay? Next, at number 3, we have the Mars family. The net worth is $94 billion. Candy giant Mars has been expanding for a good century. It also includes a pet care food division, and its founders' grandchildren, Jacqueline and John, are 2 of the wealthiest people in the world, according to Forbes. All right? Every immigrant could come into our land and live the American dream, except the American Aborigines. Now, what are we doing wrong? That's why I tell y'all I can't do this alone. I could bring you the education. We have the Koch family. The Koch family, $100 billion. The Koch family owns the bulk of the Koch Industries fortune. Fred C. Koch founded the oil refinery firm that would eventually turn into Koch Industries in 1940. Next, at number 1, we have the Walton family. Net worth, $247 billion. The Walmart heirs are the wealthiest in the country. About half of the retail mammoth stock is held by 7 of Sam and James Walton's descendants. Okay? You feel me? The Walmarts, the Waltons, the wealthiest in the United States. All right? So That is pretty much a list of the top 25 wealthiest families in the United States. Let me stop sharing my screen and go to the next slide. All right. Now, I did a little research on the Waltons, okay, the Walmarts, all right? And let's just do a little family search on these people here real quick. And of course, all that link is in the link for you guys, all right? Okay, here we are. And there's a reason why I had to go into their background, okay? Everything that I do, there's a little madness to it, all right? So here we are. Walton surname meaning history and origin. Okay, we're not going to go into the origin because it stemmed from, somewhere most likely in England, or Yorkshire. Okay, but we are going to go down to let me see, Walton. Ireland, Irish, because remember, Ireland was one of the countries, okay, as part of Great Britain. All right. So it's like an English name, and they were English settlers. You see, a lot of people are not talking about settlers. When you use the term a settler, they don't connect being a settler to being a colonizer. Okay. But if you're a settler, you're a colonizer, because that means you're coming from another land, coming into someone else's land, and you're settling the land, whether it's legally or illegally. Okay. The point is, you are still a colonizer, all right? Because right now, how many of us, as the original indigenous people of this land, we are getting shares, okay, or we are getting paid from Walmart? You see what I'm saying? And that's why I tell our people, we are going about things the wrong way. You feel me? We are going about things the wrong way. But yet still we sit around and complain, and we sit around and hate people. I say, nah, it's not about hating people. It's about learning the game. It's about coming together. It's about sticking together. That's what it's about. And I'm going to ask you again, how many of you could go around at least 10, 15 of your friends and get $20,000, $50,000 to open up a business? That's why they say, show me your 5 best friends. I'm going to show you what your bank account look like. All right. Now check this out. The Walton surname was brought to Ireland by English settlers. Captain Swithin Walton established himself at Oyster Haven Bay, Kings Hill in County Cork in 1643. All right. Now, in America, all right, the first Walton in America was probably the Puritan. All right. Who's a Puritan? A Puritan is an individual, okay, that escaped religious persecution. So they say, right? Now, Reverend William Walton, who with his wife, Elizabeth, were among the early settlers, and I'm going to say colonizers because settlers are colonizers of Hingham, Massachusetts in 1635 before moving to Marblehead. All right, so they came here in about 1635. They were some of the Puritans. They were some of the people that couldn't eat, that didn't know how to cook food, that were shipwrecked. But guess what? We, the indigenous people, taught them and fed them. What are we getting for that in return? You feel me? And of course, we know the land was already occupied by us. But family, that's not where we are at right now. You see what I'm saying? So my question is, instead of us sitting around and complaining and debating each other, what are we doing to step up? That is the question. See, I don't dwell on problems. I bring solutions, and that's what I'm about. We know what happened. What are we going to do about it? You feel me? Next. So I'm just giving you a quick synopsis of when the Waltons came into the Americas to be now the wealthiest family in the United States. Okay? Of course, they will not tell you everything they had to do that was underhanded to get where they had to be. But that's besides the point. All right? Let us go to the next one. So right now, we're going to look at the difference between rich versus wealthy. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And I'm just going to tell you, I mean, it's not too late for us. We just have to organize. You know what I mean? We have to stop hating each other, man. We have to stop with the distractions. You know? It's like a disease. You know what I mean? It's like a curse. Every time we come together, there's always somebody in our mix. You know what I'm saying? That want to mess things up. Hold on for 1 second. Let me just take this headband off. Because alrighty, let me take off this. Rich versus wealthy. All right, what's the key difference between the two? That's what we're gonna get into right now. All right, let us scroll down. Let me see if I could make this a little bigger. All right, here we go. Okay. Alrighty. The difference between being rich versus wealthy is two completely different concepts. Although being rich and being wealthy may be considered similar, they mean two different and two very opposite things. And trust me, you will want to be known as being wealthy over being rich. Keep reading. What does it mean to be rich? If you want to know what being rich means, then I want you to think of some popular rappers, football players, and Hollywood superstars. Those people are rich. You feel me? Those people are rich. They are not wealthy. The majority of them are rich, but they are not wealthy. Okay? Sometimes it seems like they are screaming the words, "I'm rich." That's because being rich is about having a lot of income, spending a lot of money, showing off how much money you have. Yes, being rich means you have a lot of money, but being rich doesn't necessarily mean you have a high net worth or that you will always be rich. Okay, so that's why a lot of these people in Hollywood, artists, rappers, football players, okay, basketball players, they have money and they're considered rich, but they don't have a net worth. So they're literally broke because they don't have wealth. You feel me? Why? Because they were not taught financial literacy. They were not taught about building businesses. They were taught about going to school, getting good grades, and getting a good job. And playing football is a good job. Playing basketball is a good job. Okay? In fact, being rich could mean you are in debt. Why? Most people who are rich spend more than they earn. If you have read any, okay, so to build positive, all right, let me see. I'll give you, forget this history when he was playing. Okay, so next, let me see. Here we go. When he was playing football 30 years ago, earning 40 million, considered then ankle, We don't have to go into all that. All right. What do you know? They broke massive. You cannot build wealth. Okay. So here we are. You cannot build wealth if you spend more than you earn. If you don't believe my personal story, check out the many other celebrities that had rich lifestyles but ended up worse off than before they entered the starlight. Okay? Celebrity that went broke. All right? Michael Jackson. Reason why they went broke. The whopping cost of $10 million a year to operate Michael's Neverland Ranch. He was at least $400 million in debt. Lindsay Lohan, partying, addiction, etc., causing Lindsay to file for bankruptcy in 2012. Mike Tyson, divorce, excessive spending, etc., was $23 million in debt. 50 Cent, excessive spending was $32.5 million in debt. Okay? And the source is TVOM. As you can see, you can be super rich and famous and still be massively in debt. The bottom line, you can be rich and you can be on the verge of bankruptcy. Being rich is more about showing off your money than using your money as a tool to build long-term growth. If you are rich, you are also likely to go broke. What does it mean to be wealthy? If you want to achieve financial freedom, then chances are that you want to become wealthy. Wealth has everything to do with your most precious asset, which is your time. All right. That's why a lot of broke people, I don't get it. The more broke people are, the more they say they ain't got time. That's how I know you're broke. You see what I'm saying? Because if when you're wealthy, you have time. When you're broke, you have no time. It doesn't matter what you show them. They, oh, chief, I'm too busy. Yo, chief, this is that. That's because you're broke. You see what I'm saying? Broke people have no time, but yet still they know every episode of Power. They know every episode of the hottest reality show. Lacking time management. Okay? It's all about discipline. Becoming wealthy means you have time to do the things that you want to do, time to spend with the people you love, time to learn about the things you want to learn about. When you are wealthy, you are not living paycheck to paycheck. Instead, when you are wealthy, you can decide when and where you want to work because you have the luxury to just walk away if you don't enjoy your job. If you are wealthy, you have a large net worth. Net worth definition. Your net worth defines how much you own in assets versus how much you owe in liabilities. Your net worth equal assets, and I'm not talking about your booty, minus liabilities. Because when you lie about your ability, you become a liability. I'm going to repeat that. When you lie about your ability, you become a liability. And most people lie about their ability. That's why they become liabilities. You feel me? So you should be focusing on assets. You know what I mean? I will not get into a relationship if that woman is a liability. She has to be an asset. And I'm not talking about her booty. I'm not talking about physical attributes. Okay? You have to have assets in your life to build wealth. That's why over 80% of marriages end up in divorce. Why? Because money is always a problem. You feel me? It is always a problem. Marriage shouldn't be just about love. You see, because marriage is a business and most people don't realize that. But you going into a marriage, oh, he loves me, oh, she loves me, and then 5 years later, you're hating each other, you broke, you can't stand each other's guts. And then you end up living the relationship worse than you were financially. Now you tell me what kind of love that was. So marriage should not only be about love, it should be about your assets, because in the corporation called the United States, a marriage is a business. It has nothing to do with you, your husband, or your wife and God. The government plays God in that relationship. If you don't believe me, go look at my video I did on in loco parentis. It's a business, and most people don't have a concept of what business is. That's why their marriage is not a success, because they don't realize it's a business. Facts over feelings. Okay? Next, to become wealthy, you will want to amass a positive net worth. If you are wealthy, then you most likely have a large net worth, spend less than you earn, want to build long-term wealth, understated, aka don't own the flashiest things. Wealthy people focus on income producing assets because they buy time. You feel me? Wealthy people don't go buy all the most expensive cars in the world. Rich people do that. They don't open up their trunk and show they got $20,000 in their trunk. They don't do that. Rich people do that. They don't buy the most expensive sneakers. Rich people do that. Now, it doesn't mean that you can treat yourself. Okay, I'm just sharing some of the characteristics of wealthy people opposed to people that are considered to be rich. Okay, think about it. When you own income producing assets and earn passive income, which is one of the best ways, if not the best way, to build wealth, even when you sleep, all right, you have all the time in the world to do what you want. Okay, if you have a life and you have a business, and then when you go to bed, your business is not making money, you don't have a business, you still got a job. Because most times people think being self-employed is having a business that is bringing in passive income. No, that is another job. Because if you have to be at that business 24/7 for it to work, it is not considered a business that brings passive income. It is just another job. It is called self-employed, and you pay the same amount of taxes as someone who is an employee. Okay? You want to have a business where when you're chilling on the beach, you come back, you made an extra $20,000. Now, that's having a business. Okay? And I taught y'all about the 4 quadrants, right? From Robert Kiyosaki. The left quadrant, you have the employee, self-employed. And the right quadrant, you have business owner, and you have an investor. You want to learn how to invest and create passive income. So now you could free up your time. And when you free up your time, that's when you have wealth. You are not trading time for money. That's why wealthy people often diversify their assets through real estate investment, stock investments, investing in their businesses. You have cryptocurrencies. I mean, there's just so many ways in today's day and age to build wealth. All right. So I just wanted to kind of share that with y'all. Okay. Let's go to the next. Because most people don't know that there is a difference between a legacy and a dynasty. So we're going to take a look at the definition of both. All right. And we're going to identify what is what. Okay. Here we are. Legacy. A legacy, an amount of money or property left to someone in a will. Okay, that is a legacy. All right, an amount of money or property left to someone in a will. That is a legacy. All right, now let us look at the definition of a dynasty. Dynasty. Here we are. Dynasty. A line of hereditary rulers of a country. Keep that in mind. All right. A line of hereditary rulers of a country, a bloodline, lineage, a house, a family. Okay. A succession of people from the same family who play a prominent role in business, politics, or other field. Now, why is that important? That's important because now you know who make the political decisions in the United States. Now you know who controls the president. Now you know who controls the courts. Now you know who controls the police. Okay? Now you know who create jurisdictions. You feel me? It's wealth. Is the dynasties that was created and that was built that control our lives. It is not the government. Man, listen. I hope y'all see where I'm going with this. Okay? Once again, what's a dynasty? A ruler in a country, a succession of people. All right? That is a dynasty. Let me ask you a question. What are you doing to build your dynasty? What are we doing to build our dynasties? Do you think getting up every single day? There's only 12 hours in a day, not 24, because night is night. Okay? From sun up to sundown is a day. So from 6 to 6, that's a day, 12 hours. Now you go give somebody 8 or 9, 10 of those every single day, 5 days a week to build their wealth, to build their dynasty. What are you doing to build yours? Hmm? That's why a lot of us will not see our way. You feel me? And you just think just saying we're indigenous or we aboriginal is going to solve the problem. No, it's not. It's not. Okay? We have to build some form of wealth in order to compete. You have to. Okay? So now you know who are making the laws. It is people like the Waltons. Okay? It is those wealthy dynasties that are passing laws. They are the ones that's going and lobbying the politicians. They are the ones that's going to put pork in those bills. Okay? They are the ones that's making the rules. That's why I keep telling my people, broke people have no voice. Oh, well, Chief, you're always talking about money. Oh, really? Go tell that to those wealthy people. Because they are the ones that's controlling your life. They're the ones that's passing the laws to control you. They're the ones that's going to make the decision to say, well, you know what? Nah, these Negroes running around here, they smoking roaches, send them to jail for 10, 15 years. Because guess what? We got investment in that too. And then, oh, nah, you know what? Nah, all of a sudden, let's make it legal. They are the ones making those decisions. But I will bring opportunity to my people and they will not take a look at it. You feel me? And then when things pop off, all of a sudden, oh, Chief Kalinago changed his number. Oh, Chief Kalinago, he got rich and switched. No, I've always been wealthy. You know why? Because I claim it. It's a state of mind. If you look at my title going across my screen right now, what it says, Chief Kalinago Flying Eagle, a billionaire. I put a stamp on that in the universe. It's already written. Because I'm building my dynasty. You feel me? How can you claim to be a god? How can you claim to be a king, a queen, an empress, an emperor? How can you claim to be all that, but you want to be broke? Talking about money is not everything. That's why I say a lot of you are disillusional, man. Something is wrong with y'all. It's called mental disease. Just saying, thinking that, oh, because you're Aboriginal, it's enough. You're living an illusion. Yes, granted, these people came and stole our land. Yes, I said it, they did. What are we going to do about it? How are we going to compete? You have to be at the table. You have to be at the table instead of being under the table collecting crumbs. It is really that simple. And when people become wealthy, okay, they don't switch, no, because you are in a whole different bracket. Because when you go back to the hood, you make yourself a target. Look at the rappers. Okay, perfect example. Young Dolph, doing great things for his community. Who took him out? His own people. You feel me? So when they tell you, I'm glad Zazie said, I'm pointing that out. So when they keep telling, well, the love of money is the root of all evil. So why the pastors got offering every Sunday? Why do they have ATMs in church? Why do they have perfect records of how much you make? So they make sure, because you got to bring your W4 to make sure you pay your 10%. Why is that? Because it's a business. Churches are businesses. Churches has always been businesses. To take away your innate power so that you could pay for salvation. You feel me? Being broke is the root of all evil, not having money. So I don't want nobody talking about, oh, well, I switched now. I ain't switch. I'm just not a fool. You feel me? That's why everything that I do, I bring it to my people. I teach y'all. An opportunity come about. We could go back all the way back from when I was telling people about Ethereum. I told people about Bitcoin. I told people about XRP. I never held anything away from you. Some of y'all jump on it. Some didn't. I told people about Zetegrity. I told people about all these different companies. Even when last year, Another big deal came about. I said, family, this is popping, hit me up. Every time you bring something to your people, they always think you're trying to scam them. But yet still, they will go to the biggest scam every single day, which is a job. The biggest scam on the planet. Well, at least one of them. You feel me? So don't blame people when they get wealthy and they don't want to come back to the hood. Nah, because you're making yourself a target. Birds of a feather flock together. You got to change your circle of friends. It doesn't mean that, you have to stop looking out for people. No, that's not what it means. I will do my work through charity, but I'm not going to be in the hood. Because the hood is a mindset. It is a mindset. It's a state of mind. Okay? Being ghetto is a state of mind. Because I'm telling you, I'm right here in Brooklyn. And I've said it before. I see neighborhoods on one side of the street. They have condominiums. On the other side, they have projects with peace in the hallway. You tell me, what is the difference? And they all in the same hood. What is the difference? So therefore, being in the project and the ghetto is a mental thing. You feel me? You dig? And being in condominiums is a mental thing. Because we are always projecting the ghetto as being dirty, as being filthy, as something degraded. You feel me? But yet still, you have the Jews in Brooklyn. They live in the same neighborhoods on one side of the street. They live in condominiums. They live in buildings. Their cars are parked in the buildings, while people such as ourselves fighting for parking every single day. Let me tell y'all something, man. I pay attention to things. And in our neighborhoods, they clean the street. Okay? They clean the street at least twice a week. When you go in the upper financial neighborhoods, they only clean the street once a week, or at all, if at all. Because also, if you don't move your car, you get a ticket. It's all commerce. And that's where a lot of my people are lacking. Because you don't get the concept of commerce. Nobody taught you about commerce. Nobody taught you about business. Nobody taught you what the United States was or is. So you are busy trying to be a citizen when you should be trying to be a better businessman and a better businesswoman. To hell with being a citizen. It's a business. Would you be a citizen of Walmart? Would you be a citizen of Kentucky? Would you be a citizen of Amazon? So why are you dying to be a citizen of a corporation? I'm not making it up. They tell you what it is. Title 28, Section 3002, subsection 15, capital A. The United States is a federal corporation. It's just business. So when I bring all these opportunities to y'all and y'all don't take me up on it, now let me tell you something. And I'm not saying every opportunity I bring is the best. I'm not saying that. But at least I'm bringing it to you. Because I don't want nobody to say, oh, well, man, Chief was teaching us this and teaching us that, and Chief got rich and all of a sudden he switched. No, ain't no switching. My switch is always on. My light is always on. It's always on. You just had your blinders on, so you couldn't see my light. I just posted another video telling you about an amazing opportunity, the traveling industry. You feel me? Where we could literally take over this business. How many of you hit me up so far? But y'all want to complain. You want to complain. But when things pop off, oh, Chief, put me on. Chief, can I get this? Can I get that? You see what I'm saying? That's the mentality of a lot of people. And I'm not here bashing my people. I'm not here putting you down. I'm here encouraging you to be more. Okay? I'm here encouraging you to open up your mind, see where you are at, see the environment that you are in. They say when you're in Rome, you do as the Romans do. Well, guess what? The United States is an extension of Rome. You feel me? But you haven't grasped the concept of what it is because no one taught you what it was. It's all about business, family. That's why it's not personal. You get up and you go vote every 4 years for a president of a company. When the truth of the matter is your vote don't mean anything because they already know who the next president of the corporation is. You think you're the one choosing that? Do you see McDonald's having votes to pick their president? No. But people got tricked into believing that. Why do you think employees only have about what, three or four for the most tax deductions? Your children, charitable organizations, and maybe taxes on your house. Guess what? Businesses, particularly small businesses, have over 475 tax deductions. Why do you think the rich stay rich, the wealthy stay wealthy, and the poor continue to stay poor? Because nobody's teaching them about it. Sometimes I have to question whether the system is broken or the people are just uneducated, because the business is perfect, but nobody taught you about the business. So you think it's unfair to you because of the color of your skin. No, I say it's because of the condition of your mind. You feel me? And if we just learn to support each other, if we just learn to build each other, work together, build, work through group economics, work through networking. They have convinced you that networking is a pyramid scheme. You see what I'm saying? But yet still, they will not teach you that going to work every single day is the biggest scheme on the planet. Because guess what? Whenever your boss gives you a paycheck, that's tax deductible for him. So basically, you're working for free while you're building them wealth. Yes, I just gave you a jewel. I just gave you a nugget. So you're literally working for free because they're getting the money back. It is tax deductible. You didn't know that, huh? Oh, okay. All I just want us to do, family, is just get a piece of the pie. That's all. You know what I mean? We ain't going back to the 1400s. We ain't going back to the 1300s when we were in our land by ourselves, walking in the wilderness. We ain't going back to that. I mean, let's just be real. Okay? We ain't going back to that no time soon. So what do we have to do? Let us come together and do what we got to do to compete. That's how we change things. Okay? That's how we change things. Where we're able to create our own political parties, where we're able to create our own banks, where we're able to have our own police officers, where we're able to have our own sheriffs. Okay? That's what we're supposed to be doing. But y'all spend so much time hating each other, competing against each other. How do you think it's going to happen? And you always complain when everything happens. No, it's because you're black. No, it's not because you're black. It is because you have accepted the curse of being black. Let me tell y'all something, man. If we don't come together soon and make some changes, I'm telling you, it's going to be another 2,000 years before we even start seeing some daylight. And that's just facts. So I'm about to conclude this video. Just wanted to kind of bring this to you. Again, giving you different perspectives to open up your mind. All right. Showing you. So when you see all these so-called celebrities and all these people are not wealthy, man. All right. They don't have dynasties. They're just rich. All right. And they could be broke anytime. All right. We are not looking to get rich. We are looking to build dynasties. All right. That's what we're supposed to be focused on. That's it. And if your family is not like-minded, okay, they're not like you, then link up with people that are like-minded. You know what I mean? You could do business. That's why you have contracts. Oh, well, I can't trust people that look like me, or I can't trust this and I can't trust that. Why do you think they have legal documents? Like, we find every excuse not to come together to build together. Why do you think there are lawyers? Why do you think there are contracts? Why do you think there are trust? Huh? I don't have to trust you to do business with you, but I would like to be able to trust you. But if I see an opportunity, okay, and it's a great opportunity, I don't have to know you. No. Let my lawyer know you. Let my lawyer get to know you. Eventually, we could build a friendship. but we don't have to be friends. You see what I'm saying? It's just with us, we get too personal and emotional behind everything we do, and I get it. That's just who we are. But we have to learn to differentiate between business and personal. We have to learn that. That's a skill. That's a skill, family. And don't get me wrong. I'm not here knocking you if you have a job. You got to take care of your family. I get it. But just know this. A job is not going to make you wealthy. All right? A job is not going to not even leave a legacy. A job is not going to get you rich. However, it will pay some bills. A job is not guaranteed, because as soon as they feel that they don't need you anymore, they will get rid of you. I promise you that. So all I'm just saying is, even if you have a job, learn to build a business. I'm not talking about being self-employed. I'm talking about having a business, all right, where you don't have to be on that job to make money. And most of the times, those opportunities come from networking, having networking companies, okay? Marketing companies. A lot of people, oh, well, I don't like marketing. You don't like marketing, but you're marketing every day. You see how brainwashed they have made people? Not just our people, but people in general. Because the clothes you have on your back, is not yours. It's not your brand. But guess what? You're marketing that. The hat you wear is not yours, but you're marketing it. Your refrigerator, okay, your cell phone, the sheets that you lay on, the pillowcase that you lay on. Every time you lay down, somebody's getting paid because it's not yours. Every day you're marketing, but you're afraid of marketing. Oh, well, Chief, I don't like to sell, but every day you're selling something. Even when you get into a relationship, you're selling yourself. Man. Even when you go to the job, you have to sell yourself. Well, sir, miss, why would we hire you? Why do you think you would be a great fit for our company? Boom, you got to sell yourself. But when I bring these opportunities to you, oh, well, Chief, I don't like selling. I don't like marketing. But you do it every day for pennies. You see, you got to open up your mind. You got to broaden your horizon. You feel me? And start working your way onto the right side of that quadrant. Start putting yourself on the right path of life. And I'm talking about financially. Okay? So I hope you found some value in this video. So we looked at top 25 wealthy families. We spoke about the difference between, being rich and wealthy. We also talked about the difference in having a legacy and having a dynasty. All right. So it would behoove you, okay, to start looking into investments. All right. Do your due diligence. All right. I'm not saying that because I bring opportunities to you that you only have to jump on what I bring to you. No, that's not what I'm saying. Okay. But what I'm saying is keep an open mind. When people bring you opportunities, take a look at it. You don't necessarily have to do it, but opportunities are always free to look at. Okay. And after you see the opportunity, use some discernment and let your higher self speak to you. And then you'll know if it's for you. When something is for you, you will know because it's free to look at the information. You did. But just dispelling the information from the mere fact you think it's marketing, okay, or it's an opportunity, just deem it a scam right off the back. You are hurting yourself more than you're helping yourself. And then you have to get up every single day at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and go work for somebody. Give them your time, or give them your time. Your time is precious. Because without your time, money cannot be created. Without your time, this piece of paper have no value. So you don't realize how precious your time is. But yet still you give it to them. And then they build wealth. And they get to build those dynasties while you continue to struggle to pay bills, while you continue to struggle wondering where the next paycheck is coming from. Aren't you tired of living from paycheck to paycheck? Hmm? Aren't you tired of that? Why do you think all politicians, they have a DBA? They're doing business as, because they know that they are living in a corporation. Family, you got to have a business. And you got to have a legitimate business, meaning that one that is in pursuit of profit, at least making $600 a year. That is considered a legitimate business. And utilize the 475 tax deductions. Literally, everything that you make, you get to keep. That's when you learn the game. Instead of having your children going to McDonald's to work at the age of 13, 14, and 15, from the age of 6, you could hire them from 6 to 18 and pay them $12,000 a year, and that is tax deductible. Come on, man. That's how you start building wealth. But I'm just giving you guys some information. You feel me? I hope you found some value in this. I really do, man. I love y'all, man, for real. You know what I mean? And that's why I do what I do. Okay? Never think I do this for likes, because I don't care about the likes. I do it because I want to see us do better. I'm tired of seeing us at the bottom of the totem pole. I'm tired of hearing us complain because we think our skin is a color that it ain't. You feel me? It's really the condition of your mind. That's the difference. You feel me? That is your main setback, is the way that you think. Sometimes you have to change your circle of friends so that you're able to see something different. It's not because you don't like your family or you don't like your friends. That's not what it means. But sometimes you have to be the one to step out of that box to see what's outside of the box. They say that the grass is not always greener on the other side. I don't think that's true. Most times the grass is greener on the other side. You see, that is something they created to put in people's heads to be comfortable. You feel me? I don't limit myself. You feel me? I don't do that. These little cliches. I don't, oh, well, you only use 10% of your brain. No, I don't subscribe to those things. You feel me? All right. I want to see what's on the other side. Yes, my grass may be green, but I want to see there got to be something greener on the other side. Because the way that we live in, don't tell me that it can't be greener on the other side. No. Because if that were the case, then people wouldn't be 100 times, 200 times, 1,000 times more wealthy than we are. So obviously the grass is greener on the other side. So I want to step on the sides of the Waltons and see what it's like. And we could come together and build these businesses through networking and come back and buy our communities. You know what I'm saying? Open up schools, open up community centers. We could do all that ourselves. So once again, all right, I shared one of the latest endeavors that I'm gonna embark upon, which is the travel industry. It is very, very lucrative. All right, and I'm telling you, I have never seen anything like it in terms of being able to compete with all those big booking agents. You feel me? Where we are able to get those bookings, flight bookings and hotels, get them at literally 70, 80% discount. I'm telling you, man, we're about to revolutionize the travel industry. And you don't have to be a travel agent for that because it's just too much with the regulations. But you're able to do it through our program. Family, this is huge. So for those of you that are interested, you know how to get in touch with me. Once again, don't wait until I build my wealth and you see me taking my vacations and living my life and talk about Chief Switch. No, I will go back to all these videos and shove it in your faces. And I'll be the one saying, I told you so. I will. Because I never kept any opportunity away from you. You feel me? And I've always taught you not to give up. Keep pushing. Be better. Want more. It's okay to want more. It's okay to have more. It's okay to live your life in abundance. Get back your time. Get back your life. Get it back, family. Let us start teaching our children differently. Let's stop teaching them to go to school, get good grades, and get good jobs. No, that's teaching our children how to be slaves. Teach them how to own businesses. Teach them about the tax system. That whole school education thing is an entrapment, if you ask me. Teach them about the skills. Teach them how to build things. That's where the true equity is at. So we could come back and take back our communities. It's that simple. We can do it. We have always done it. So why can't we do it now? Because our ancestors, even the most recent ones in the 40s and the 50s and the 30s, they had a different concept of togetherness. Okay? They had a different concept of business because they owned things. Nowadays, all we want to do is buy. Consume. And consumers get consumed every single time. Before you get $1, you want to know what you could buy. Before you get $10, you want to know how you could spend it, opposed to sitting down and trying to figure out how you could invest at least 50% of that to get a return. ROI, return on investment. When are we going to start teaching our children those things? Instead of just buying iPhones for your children, why don't you have them come up with strategic ways so that they could buy their own iPhones by opening up a little business? They want that PlayStation. Well, okay, you know what? I'm not saying you can't have it, but what type of business, online business, are you going to open up so that you could get it? People have a soft spot for children. Can you imagine you teach your young children how to have online businesses? People will support them. You feel me? They'll support them. People like to see children do good. So those are just some things that I'm sharing with you, all right? It's just information for educational purposes. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just sharing information, okay? So like I said, any one of you that's interested in being part of our travel club, being a partner, then send me an email, send me an inbox, my information, you got it. Okay, you got it. Even if it's not in this video, all right, you could get in touch with me. Trust me, all right? And let me know. I will let you see the presentation. If it's for you, great. If it's not for you, fine, all right? But I'm telling you, the travel business is definitely where it's at right now. Okay, so y'all have a beautiful continuation and we will talk soon. I really appreciate you being a part of this build. Thank you and have a good one.